Hey, how's it going, everyone? This is Ren. I'm just gonna give you my final review on the Finalmouse ULX Frostlord. So as you can probably see in my previous video, I did have the medium and the small, but I had a lot of issues with the medium, so I decided to send it back because I didn't really like the size all that much after more use. I did prefer the small size a lot more, and for like fingertip. But yeah, so I'll just give you another rundown of like the specs again of what is inside the mouse. So inside the mouse, there's a 3395 sensor. It has Huano blue shell pink dots, and yeah, everything like all that implementation, like all the sensor side, and the click side and scroll wheel, yeah, perfectly fine. Zero issues with like the software as well. Like Xpanel is completely fine. The only thing I don't like about Xpanel is the fact that you can't micro adjust your DPI. Like it only has select intervals, which I mean, it's a very minor nitpick for the software for me, but because normally I play with 1700 DPI, but I can make do with 600 or even higher. It's no issues with that. I did, however, run into a few issues with the actual build quality of the small. After a while, there is I don't know if he'll show it here, but at the bottom there's a bit of popping when I press into there. It's so the bottom shell and the side shell have been disconnected, and when I tap lightly there's a bit of popping. Same on the other side. I know it's the bottom of the mouse, and like nobody's really gonna be putting that much pressure on the bottom, but it is worth noting that it isn't like even here. I don't know if you can see that, but like when I press into there, it's like it's not fully attached to the mouse. So it is worth noting these flaws, considering this mouse is like near €200. So what is my final verdict on the mouse? My final verdict is that I will not be keeping it. Well, I'll try, I'll keep this small, but I'm not going to be using it for as a main. It just, I just don't really like how unreliable the build quality is. How like at any point I feel like it could just fall apart because it sometimes it feels that way. Because like I don't notice the bottom shell like disconnecting in game obviously, but like just looking at it, like I can see that it's not fully attached in like all the areas, and it did develop a bit of creaking like up top when I squeeze up top here. It's very very light creaking though. It's not as major as my medium size, so it's nothing that like really bothers me, and it doesn't have like this the grinding or anything either. And after use as well, with 8K polling, 4K polling, with 8K it lasted about I want to say 2 days, like or a day and a half for me, like for consistent use, consistent gaming, and then 4K lasted closer to I'd say like 3 to 3.5 days. It was kind of hard to test because I'm testing other stuff at the same time. So it was kind of hard to like fully make a judgment, but like that's what I would say. And then on like 2K, it lasted. I think it was like up to roughly 80 hours. I'd say. So no issues with the battery, no issue, and like I said, no issues with the 3395 sensor. This sensor is like perfectly implemented. I had no issues with like any of the sensor skips or anything like that from it. So I'm perfectly fine like recommending this like Finalmouse for that. But I'm not perfectly fine recommending Finalmouse for the build for the concern that you'll get a faulty model with shoddy build quality, and especially like for €200. Like it's I mean, if you really are looking out for a Finalmouse, go for it. I think Max Gaming still has a classic size and a small size in stock. So if you really want it, I'd recommend just go for a small size because, as I saw in my comments on my previous video, somebody commented that the small size does tend to be a bit better quality, better built. because it's a lot tighter, like build quality and things, and there's less like issues to go wrong. Obviously, I had a few issues with the bottom of the shell, like kind of disconnecting from all the rest. And when I press into it, like there's a few light pops. Um, so it's kind of like I fear that if I use it for any longer, it will just fall apart in my hand. Like it's just I don't know. I don't think it's not something I'm gonna be maining, but it's cool to have as like a collector's piece, you know, as like the final ULX. I'll give you another sound test of all the clicks, and then like I'll go into a bit more about like the clicks, how they felt in game, and how the coding feels on the scroll wheel. So here's a sound test of the clicks. So this is gonna be the main clicks. So right click, left click, right click, scroll wheel, and side buttons. Yep. So that's the kind of like that's what they sound like to me. They sound perfectly fine. The clicks for me felt very easy to like spam in game. Scroll wheel perfectly fine for doing like tap strafing and b hops, and no issues with the side buttons either. Like they're very easy to press in. I did, I do, however, have a bit of side wobble. Like if I press into there, it kind of pops out a little bit, like on the sides, and it does like wobble a bit. But that is a bit of a concern as well. Like if I keep using it, and like when I press down on top, like there's a good bit of wobble that pops out. Obviously, nobody's really going to be doing that in game. But again, it's just another thing to take a look at for the build quality, because it's just like it's a €200 mouse. You expect really high quality from them. In terms of coding, for me, the coding is perfectly fine as well. Like it has, as I mentioned, a kind of like wet coding or like a smooth touch coding. So at the beginning, like before your hands warm up, it just feels like very smooth plastic, like raw plastic feel. And then after a while, once your hands warm up, it does like get very like quite sticky, and you feel like really locked in. The design at the side. I'll see if my light can catch it. Yeah, like you can see that it has like a glossy design. As I mentioned in my previous video, you don't notice that at all while gaming, so there's no issues with that. If that's like something you're concerned about, the holds don't bother me. Like as long as there's no side holds, perfectly fine. Like even when since with my 17:9 hands, I can kind of aggressive claw this mouse. It doesn't bother me at the back because I barely notice it mid game. In conclusion, like with everything that I said, will I be like I won't? As I said, I'm not gonna be using it like as a main mouse. For now I will like until I get a new mouse, but I'm also testing a few other. So keep an lookout for that because I have a few other gaming mice that I'm testing as well. A few fingertip, a few like larger mice as well that I'm working on. So I'll release first impression videos of those eventually. So whenever like I get them done, because I mean I don't really have the most like free time in the world, so I have to make these kind of quick. But yeah, I don't recommend people go out to purchase a Finalmouse just because they want a Finalmouse shape. If you want a Finalmouse shape, go buy the Arbiter Kitsu, which it's about I think €130, I think it is. So it's quite a good deal for a Finalmouse small. And then there's there's WL mouse like the Beast series, which from what I've seen are far better quality, and you have no like risk of any QC issues from what I've seen either. And they're, as I said, better build quality because they're using magnesium instead of carbon fiber composite like the ULX, which to me just feels like plastic. Like I don't notice a difference between this and another mouse I'm testing, which is fine. Like I have no issue with that. It just would be nice to see a bit better quality from a mouse that costs almost 200. But yeah, that's gonna be my final review and my conclusion on the Frostlord. Great little mouse. but it just has quite a few flaws that makes me not want to really use it and have it more as a display piece. Because in my opinion, Finalmouse kind of is like a hype brand, and all of the like the way they're dropping, like dropping releases, it really is like just a hype beast brand of mouse. So I'll be on the lookout for like whatever they drop next, but I don't know if I'll buy one straight away or if I'll even get one at all, to be honest. But we'll see, because I do have that frost key, so I might. If I decide not to buy one, I might just give away that frost key then for somebody who is more intrigued in the whole Finalmouse scene. So yeah, that's gonna be about it for my conclusion. Yeah, thanks for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, and see ya.